Hey everyone, it's James with Crawlersncustoms. Thanks for tuning in. And tonight we're announcing a new video series called What's on the Bench. So hopefully we're going to be doing more of these videos, maybe even once a week or so, to show you what I'm working on. So tonight we've got our axial Ryft, and these are pretty fun buggies or rock bouncers, but in their stock form they could certainly use some help. So to show you what's already been done to this rig, it's pretty much got all the Vidavon drivetrain. So axle housings, links, skid plate, drive shafts, anti-sway bars front and rear. And then on top of that, literally on top of that, we've got some Proline big bore shocks, 120 rear, about 105 front. And that's about just under an inch shorter than stock. So this truck sits pretty low. And I wanted it low because I competed in the rock bouncer competition at the Little Rock City scale nats, and I had a lot of fun, but I actually DNF'd on the first hill twice, and so I called it a night. But to prepare for that, I had done a common mod, which some of you guys have probably already done, which is to cut the lower section out of the front cage. And I also made this little sort of battery spacer, and I even flipped my anti-sway bar around, but none of that really helped as much as I wanted it to. So this little spacer was designed to run a small sort of drone-sized 4S pack, or just have the 5000 4S sit on top and allow more up travel. But we want to make this thing work better. So we're going to be running these much smaller 2200 4S 120C graphene packs, and we're going to be running them transverse. So you could slap this in this chassis pretty easy, Dremel out some notches, but we wanted to take it a step up from that. So at Little Rock City Scale Nats, I met Travis Vance, and he had a really cool looking buggy, and we got to talking, and Travis built this for me. So until I can afford a real rock bouncer, this is as close as we're going to get. I love rock bouncers. They're dramatic, they're cool looking. They're designed to do one thing, and that's to go uphill fast, and there's a lot of wheel spin and noise, and sometimes they break. But I don't think that's what's going to happen here, because this is a fully welded steel chassis that's been powder coated and then specifically designed for my setup. So this frame shape has been it's been taken into consideration for my specific shock length. So 120 rear, 105 front, and also you can see this battery tray or pocket is specifically designed for these 120C 4S packs. So you can't go bashing around for 2 hours with this, but if you want to go rip up a climb and compete, this is an ideal battery size. Also, mounted transversely, we're going to get it more towards the center of the chassis. We're going to keep it nice and low, but importantly, we're going to allow for full up travel on that front axle. So we're going to do our best here to try and compare the two chassis. So hopefully that shows up in the camera, but you can see how much different that setup looks. So we're going to be transferring all of these parts over to that chassis in the next video, and we're also going to be replacing the motor with a sensored motor. One of the issues I had, one of the many issues I had, was these USD sticky tires. They look super cool. I actually cut lugs out, but I could not get traction with them. The sidewalls are really stiff. It was cold, it was wet, and it was super slippery out there, and I just could not hook up. You combine that with an uncensored motor, and just as you sort of need to ease into a climb and then pop over it with the throttle, the cogging on this motor, in combination with sort of rolling back and forth on an incline, made it really difficult to predict and smoothly apply power and then pop over something. I ended up sort of cogging and then spinning tires, and it would hook left or right, and I could just not get a clean run. So hopefully with a tire change, chassis change, and some tuning, we're going to get this thing running a lot better. And we're going to be competing with this later in the year, and we'll see how it does. And hopefully I can report back that we at least didn't DNF both times on our first hill. So anyway, that is our Ryft project. We're also doing a C1 build coming up, and give you a little teaser. C1 build is going to be built around this carbon fiber hard body sort of Jeep pickup truck. And you can see I've already done a little bit of work starting to rough out an interior. These are just quick prints that I'm going to be optimizing as we move forward. But we'll be doing a video series on our C1 build. So that is our 2022 Ryft Travis Vance rock bouncer chassis. So really cool looking. I can't wait to build this thing up. Big shout out to Travis for getting this done so quickly. He was super responsive, and apparently he's built quite a few of these. So reach out to him on Facebook if you want one of these chassis made for your Ryft. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because we're going to be growing the channel and doing more projects and designing more parts and attending more events every year. Thank you.